This is ContactTalkRadio.com, consciousness in action, and you are taking action into your consciousness by tuning into Contact Talk Radio.
And on TuneIn.com, Ying.fm, and UpSnap Mobile.
Contact Talk Radio.
Welcome to your weekly empowerment hour. You are now tuned in to The Carrie Murphy Show. Ignite the light of your soul. Hosted by award-winning media personality, international best-selling author, and spiritual intuitive, Carrie Murphy. This is your personal invitation to expand your awareness and consciously create an abundant, prosperous, and joyful life. Carrie's intention is to create a sacred space, a soulful sanctuary, and transformational unity community for millions of souls around the world. Following a near-death experience in 1997, Carrie's mission became clear. She is dedicated and devoted to being a pure instrument of the divine, sharing insights designed to expand the horizons of your imagination and unleash your greatest potential. Carrie offers energetic and practical insights to support you in claiming the inner worth, outer wealth, and optimal health you desire and deserve. And now it's time to get started. Let's welcome your host, Carrie Murphy.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Carrie Murphy Show, Ignite the Light of Your Soul. I'm Carrie Murphy, and I am excited. I am delighted to be here with all of you again today. Thank you for joining me. I want to extend a bright and a beautiful good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you tuning in from around the world. Thank you for being a part of this sacred circle and listening family. I encourage you to join me here live every Thursday at 12 noon Pacific. Easiest way to listen live is by going to carriemurphy.com. All your replays will be there, or you can, of course, go to iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify. If you're on iTunes, rate and comment on the show. I'd love hearing from you. My intention is to reach millions, soul family from all corners of the globe as we come together every week to get uplifted, ignited, and empowered. This is your Empowerment Hour. You can also join my other series, the Straight Talk for the Soul series, every other day of the week to get empowered as well. Just go to straighttalkforthesoul.com for that. So I am really, really looking forward to the show today. The divinely inspired topic that I have been connecting with and taking notes on all week is abundance. And this phrase came through, which had not come through before. It's the freedom frequency. So that's what we're going to explore today. I have to ask my favorite question. What is the very best that could happen here with all of us? Well, today's show is devoted to allowing, amplifying, affirming, activating your abundance, your soulful riches. And in order for you to really open up and receive the messages that will benefit you most today, I want to begin with a little breathing and moving to establish a clear signal so that you are open and receptive to what your soul wants you to hear. So let's collectively intend that with each conscious breath, we resurrect the light of the divine within us. We raise our vibration easily, gracefully, beautifully, and let the purity of this light permeate every cell of your body and every space within your consciousness. So let's go ahead and begin. Breathe in a very deep cleansing breath. Breathe in the radiance of your soul, holding, expanding, expanding, and release. Let's breathe in again, a deep cleansing breath. In, and hold. And exhale. We're going to do one more, the power of 3. Let's breathe in deeply and hold. Just to continue to expand your aura. And release. I want you to feel fully present and receptive for our time together today. And now let's move your beautiful body. Stretch your body while simultaneously stretching your consciousness. Let's stretch, breathe, shake out your hands. You can gently rotate your neck and shoulders. And I want to invite you to stretch your smile, that beautiful smile of yours. Get everything stretched out. This is going to lighten you up. You can also get up if you want to move around a bit. We just want to get the energy flowing. As I say each week, breath and movement are crucial components to expanding your conscious and realizing your radiance and amplifying a sense of vitality. So let's all take in one more deep cleansing breath and hold right there and expand and release. Okay, we're all lit up. You're ready to receive, so let's dive in. Again, abundance, the freedom frequency is what we're highlighting today. So, to begin with, let's commit to a really honest, transparent, energetic evaluation and vibrational inventory of our current state of abundance. So, how do you do that? Well, I'm going to ask you this question. Do you feel that you live in a world of plenty? Or are you struggling to find enough time, find enough money, or find enough passion or excitement or inspiration each day? Well, my intention with everything that flows through today is to ignite an empowered, vibrationally valuable state of awareness regarding how much abundance you're actually letting in. Then we're going to generate brilliant new openings so that you can realize the profound prosperity that is your birthright. So, abundance is truly, as I said, the freedom frequency, the ultimate freedom frequency. It is what ignites soulful satisfaction. So we want to activate this freedom frequency from within you so that it is then experienced around you. This freedom frequency will liberate you, and you're going to soulfully soar into brilliant new arenas of success. So let's all leap into liberation together today. There really is an endless stream of opportunity available that I want each and every one of us to gain access to, because there really are keys to opening portals of prosperity. And I want all of us to claim them and use them to create an absolutely abundant reality for ourselves. And shifting our consciousness is what is the name of the game here. So it's shifting our consciousness from not having enough to having plenty, shifting from poverty consciousness to prosperity consciousness through our beliefs, our thoughts, our actions, and our responses. That is the key to an abundant lifestyle and reality. So, this involves releasing any resistance and relaxing. So just remember this: release and relax to open into a flow of plenty. And I'm talking about plenty of love, plenty of time, plenty of money, plenty of resources, plenty of support, plenty of passion and inspiration. This is true spiritual abundance, and that's what I'm talking about. And abundance, what I have recognized over many years of cultivating this frequency, it can only be realized in a state of flow, in a state of playfulness and openness where all rigidity and all resistance is released. Rigidity and resistance are released. So you flow again. And when I used to give workshops on generating and cultivating abundance, I used to highlight, and that was when you could see me and I was on a stage where I could move, highlighting that abundance requires having a bun dance. We have to get our buns up and dance and play. And that energy is what fuels a state of flow where an abundance of anything and everything can be realized. So the key here is a state of flow requires movement. Abundance cannot be realized in a state of stagnancy. So we want to move you from a state of stagnancy into movement, into flow. So when I encourage you to breathe and move your bodies at the beginning of every show here, it's because I'm intending for you to move any stagnant or stuck energy so that you're open. You're in a flowing state of being to receive the messages. Well, the same applies to allowing a flow of abundance in your life in every way. There has to be movement. There has to be a movement of energy. So if you're holding on tightly to anything, to your money, because you're afraid you'll never have enough, you're actually stopping the flow of it coming in. The same holds true for anything. If we hold on to anything too tightly or we become rigid in our ways, we can't allow for a new flow of frequency to come into our lives. So this can be a flow of energy, a flow of inspiration, creativity, prosperity, a flow of love. All of those will be unable to reach us if the pathways aren't open. So I encourage you to begin to notice if there's any tightness or rigidity or resistance or stagnancy. Because as we become aware of those patterns, we also have the capacity to shift and change them, and therefore open the gateways to tremendous abundance and prosperity in our lives. So the soulful invitation right now is to let's see, how do I want to phrase this? Replace resistance and rigidity, replace resistance and rigidity with relaxation and rejuvenation. And it sounds simple enough, right? But it's a practice. It is a soulfully cultivated conscious practice. So if you notice yourself feeling resistance or feeling tension in your body, notice it, have compassion about it, but also realize this is a sign or a symbol reflecting the need for movement. So if you're feeling resistance or tension, it just reflects the need for movement, the need for relaxation, the need for a state of flow to be realized. And that has everything to do with the level of abundance that you're experiencing in all facets of your life. So avenues of abundance will absolutely beautifully open the more relaxed you are and the more in the flow that you are. There really is. And it's appearing in my consciousness, this river of radiance, a river of radiance to be realized. There is an ocean of opportunity to open into. There are unlimited fields of fortune and portals of prosperity awaiting you. But to gain entry into these spaces, places, portals, pathways, we must release the rigid ropes of resistance. Rigid ropes of resistance that are energetic. We have to release those. That's really the only thing that can hold us back, because these rigid ropes of resistance constrict us. They block us from receiving, giving, and flowing. And some simple ways to begin releasing these rigid ropes of resistance include stretching, smiling, moving, laughing, dancing, playing. It may sound simplistic or even silly, but I dare you to give it a try. I dare you to dream a little bigger. I dare you to dance a little more. I dare you to declare and decide that you're deserving of this. I dare you to dissolve all of your doubts and devote yourself to creating a dynamic doorway. That was a lot of D's. Creating a dynamic doorway and opening for a divine delivery of spiritual riches beyond your wildest imagination. Let this fortune fuel your freedom. Let this fortune fuel your freedom. You know, when we get out of the mind, the monkey mind, and we release the ego's need for control, that's when we step into the flow. We step into this creative portal of potential and possibility. That is where your fortune lies, your spiritual fortune, the riches and the jewels of your soul, symbolized and represented and contained within the renewed flow of passion, the renewed flow of inspiration, the renewed flow of ideas, the renewed flow of opportunities and grace. That is true, true abundance. So, at this point in time, this now moment, you can begin to reap the rich rewards from that river of abundance. Reap the rich rewards from the river of abundance within you. The key is remembering it is within you. It can only be realized first within you. The outer world and our external reality cannot display, nor can it materialize the riches of your soul until you first honor and celebrate and realize them from within. So, as you intend to step into that river of riches within you each day, really noticing, honoring, celebrating the beauty of your soul's light, you'll begin to see a river of riches in your reality. um, the energy of celebration, by the way, always fuels more to celebrate. In a similar way, igniting the frequency of gratitude will always generate experiences that give you more to be grateful about. The frequencies that we ignite will always multiply. The frequencies that we ignite will always, always multiply. So, If there is a frequency of lack that you're activating and igniting and living in, that frequency is only going to multiply, which means you have zero access to the portal of prosperity or the abundance that is available. So when you begin to activate a frequency of plenty, you can do that every morning. I'm so grateful that I have plenty of money, plenty of time, plenty of love, plenty of inspiration. You ignite it, you create it. As you do that, you begin to open more possibilities for yourself. So let yourself loosen the grip of needing to control, and loosen the loop of resistance that keeps you in a state of lack. Loosen the loop of resistance that keeps you in a state of lack, and just play, rest, relax, trust, and repeat. Let yourself feel renewed and replenished in this river of radiance, this river of riches that is always, always, always available within you. You'll hear me speak a lot about embodying new earth paradise, right? This is a cultivated state of being. It is a consciousness field that contains plenty. This is where abundance flows and prosperity portals appear as if by magic. So as you begin intending to activate paradise particles in your daily life by proclaiming them, proclaiming it out loud. It's another one of those things that may feel silly at first, but as you raise your frequency, it doesn't seem so silly. Like, you activate paradise particles, your frequency raises, you activate new vibrations or energies that will change your inner landscape and your outer reality. They always mirror each other. So there is an infinite stream of information and inspiration available to you within your consciousness. It's why I speak so much about your consciousness mansion. To realize the riches that are available in your consciousness, you have to move. You have to vacate the consciousness shack, and expand the playing fields and the glorious gardens of your consciousness mansion to realize new earth paradise, in your consciousness first. The infinite abundance and limitless prosperity that is there. And as you create it in your consciousness, then you're going to see it in your external reality. So are you ready? It requires a readiness. Are you ready to claim your readiness to be glorious and victorious? I like that phrase, glorious and victorious in your capacity to create new earth paradise for yourself. Claim it. And when you enter into each new day ready and receptive, doors will open. Just intend for it. Intend to be ready for a revival of riches. Claim it. I am ready for a revival of riches, soulful riches in my life. Our energy emphasizes everything. I think that's the most simple way to put it. Our energy emphasizes everything. So as we intend to be open and activate high vibrational energies, they are emphasized and they expand in our environment, inner and outer. So we broaden our capacity to realize abundance when we broaden the scope of our vision, we broaden the pathways through which it can be realized, and we broaden our readiness to embrace it. So since our energetic attention to anything emphasizes it in our experience, the absolute greatest gift we can give ourselves is giving our energetic attention to the abundance of anything and everything beautiful in this world, because we really are the choosers of our focus and attention, and we can find the beauty or the lack of it. We can find the plentiful nature of the universe or the lack of it, and it's always going to be up to us in every moment. And what's really important with regard to the creative process is feeling abundant. It's a feeling, because without generating consistent feelings of abundance, we can't see evidence of it outside of ourselves. We truly are boundless, limitless creators with the potential of exploring and creating a life of prosperity or poverty or any variation in between. And when we expand our energetic expectation of experiencing abundance, how? By cultivating feelings of optimism, feelings of joyful readiness and worthiness. Validation of that focus shows up in our experience because, I want to highlight this. Our frequency is the foundation. Our frequency is the foundation for everything that reveals itself, excuse me, in our experience. And nothing can be magnetized or show up in our lives unless we're at that wavelength, unless we expect it, we believe it, we know it. And that can bring abundance or the opposite, right? So the flow of abundance is as narrow or as broad as the attention we give to it or the expectation that we have of it. I'm going to repeat that. The flow of abundance is as narrow or as broad as the attention we give to it or the expectation we have of it. And it's really fascinating that the most abundant people on this planet will vocalize gratitude and appreciation wherever they turn. And I'm not just talking about financial abundance. I'm talking about those who experience an abundance of love, an abundance of joy, an abundance of inspiration and creativity and energy. You will hear them celebrating the beauty of life, talking about their blessings and their experience. So begin to notice this when you interact with others. Notice this about yourself. What are you creating and generating with your attention, your vocal expression, with your beliefs and your expectations? When you feel vibrationally rich, when you feel free, when you feel blessed, when you express that as often as possible, you actually activate that energy and the vibration of abundance, and then you start to see it everywhere. It just amplifies. So when you begin to affirm your freedom, instead of waiting for your bank accounts or anything else to validate that outside of you, what happens is you set into motion a flow of energy that will, over time and with consistency, be evidenced in beautiful ways, including financial prosperity, including enhanced vitality, including loving souls who appreciate you. I just had this visual of the waves in the ocean. And they just continue to flow. The flow never stops. And it's the same with the flow of abundance. It can continue to flow for us at all times. It's only when we tense up, we tighten up, we restrict the flow with our thoughts, emotions, expectations, that natural abundant flow, that's the only way that it halts or slows down or squeezes into a narrow pathway. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, portals and pathways to abundance are as broad or as narrow as we allow them to be. So our experience of abundance has everything to do with a state of allowance. Relaxing and allowing the river of radiance, the river of divine riches to be realized. That is your birthright. That is your role as a conscious creator. Another way to broaden those pathways is expanding your use of color in your life. And that may sound off topic, but it is metaphorically really significant. If you look at your home, look at the clothes you wear, look at the colors you use in your daily life, they will reveal a lot. They reflect an expansive use of your creative potential and power, or the opposite. It's like opening a box of colors or crayons and only using two colors, black and gray, instead of the whole box to experience more and more playing fields of reality. As you broaden the colors in your world, you broaden the scope of experience and you broaden the vibrancy. You become capable of exploring so many additional pathways of grace and abundance and joy. And this can also symbolize the layers and colors of emotion that you ignite in your daily life, which can limit your experience or expand it. In other words, if you only utilize gray or brown in your life, then you may only feel bored or stagnant or minorly satisfied at best. Okay. But what if you expanded the color in your life? Expanded the color in your emotions to ignite joy, to ignite vibrancy, to ignite vitality, to ignite creativity and love and excitement and enthusiasm. All of these directly influence your experience of abundance. So, as you intend to use as many crayons in your box of colors, let your experience of life expand by daring to do things differently, declaring your worthiness to explore new patterns, new pathways, new ways of relating, interacting, communicating, and responding to life so that you can experience the totality of what's possible on this planet rather than just a small percentage of what is available. Um, yeah, in essence, begin to dream in color and let that color inspiration ignite your capacity to create heaven on earth with abundance flowing every day and beautiful experiences coming your way. This is all about frequency and energy. So as you explore more color, more ideas, more opportunities, you expand the frequency fields that you have access to, which expands your potential for embodying abundance, the freedom frequency. So this is all about consciousness and no longer tolerating living your life in a consciousness shack. That is a very limited, unfulfilling, unrewarding experience of life. And it is your birthright to cultivate your consciousness mansion. Build it with all the playfulness and the joy and the creativity and the lightness of your soul leading your creations. As you do this from within, it will be evidenced outside of you. That is how you go from merely surviving in this world to thriving in it. And we didn't come here just to survive. We came here to thrive. We came here to explore our infinite capacity to create lives of meaning, to create lives of purpose, create lives that reflect our soul's radiance. And when we commit to this, so just a little bit more each day, the abundance will flow a little more each day, and thriving will eventually become your new normal. And I want to say, if you've just tuned in, welcome, by the way. Welcome to my soulful sanctuary here, my global community of light. You're listening to the Carrie Murphy Show, Ignite the Light of Your Soul. We come together every Thursday live at 12 noon Pacific. Easiest way to join us is by going to carriemurphy.com, CARIMURPHY.com. But all of our replays are there. They're on the Contact Talk Radio website, on my host page, as well as Spotify, iTunes, so many other spaces and places. If you're listening on iTunes, I would love for you to comment and rate the show. Love getting your emails too, and really just appreciate this sacred circle. Today, I am highlighting and focusing on the freedom frequency of abundance. My intention with all of this soulfully empowering information and sacred wisdom is to shift you gently and easily, gracefully, glide out of any state of stagnation, out of any patterns of merely surviving, out of any old familiar feelings of dissatisfaction or disempowerment. And we want to soar into higher frequency states of being. That is how abundance is realized. It is always generated from the inside out. And we can't force abundance into our lives with physical action, because that will be fleeting. Yes, it can work, but it will be fleeting when we force it into our world physically. The way we allow abundance is so that it is a consistent realization for us is through our consciousness, through our thoughts and our emotions and our intentions. So practicing the cultivation of gratitude, appreciation, and optimism. That is what will allow for the true embodiments of abundance in our lives. And practice is what makes permanent. Practice makes permanent. When we practice feeling abundant, the experience of it will become more and more permanent rather than fleeting. Practice feeling plentiful. Practice feeling plentiful every day. And together here today. And, we stay connected between shows just energetically. It is a beautiful, just, mm, it is a sacred circle. So together, let's intend to support one another energetically to elevate that energy of abundance. Let's elevate and ignite a consistent practice of finding reasons to celebrate life rather than condemning it or criticizing it. So let your thoughts elevate your consciousness. Let your words elevate your consciousness. Let your choices and your voices elevate your consciousness. Let your smile and your laughter elevate your consciousness. Allow the eternal sunshine of your soul's light to elevate, enhance, enlighten, and expand your experience. That eternal light of your soul is always present, but you have to shine the spotlight on it. Turn your focus there and allow it to be seen and felt and heard and celebrated and acknowledged and shared. As you begin to consciously illuminate, the grace-filled, glorious gardens of your consciousness with your soul's light, that light will begin to permeate your inner world, your inner landscape. Because as the light of your soul is ignited from within you, that illumination that's permeating your inner landscape starts to ignite everything outside of you. The light of your soul, that is precisely what ignites this ultimate freedom frequency of abundance. Something that just popped into my consciousness, it was about color again. I was just talking about color earlier. The frequency is of abundance. It is bright, it is bold, it is colorful, it is ever expanding. And you can liken the colors that you are incorporating into your creation to frequency flavors. How fun is that? Frequency flavors. Are you exploring the full range of frequency flavors available to you? I really do love that phrase, frequency flavors. And knowing that this is a pure, potent, powerful, pristine portal and playground here, activating your purpose, activating your potential, expanding the frequency flavors in your creation is just magnificent. When we gather together in this playground of light, we inspire one another to play with the greatest colors and activate limitless frequency flavors. I've never phrased it quite like that. To experience and realize heaven on earth. And, the reason that I use a lot of playful words and metaphors on this show is because it activates your imagination. And because the stream of creativity, the flow of creativity, that is the voice of the soul. And it engages or activates or connects with your soul. It's why I call this show, The Carrie Murphy Show, Ignite the Light of Your Soul, because that is what we're doing here. We're igniting each other's light. So as we do this, we expand this plentiful portal so that we all realize this portal of plenty that we can play in, so that we further and further embody this freedom frequency of abundance. I'm having fun with this one today. I hope you are too, by the way. There truly is a plentiful portal of prosperity, possibilities, and potential that we're playing in here together. And with these messages, my intention is to engage and connect with the power of your imagination, the power of your creativity, and the essence of your soul. Let's all, beginning today, raise our vibrational standards and anticipate abundance activating within us and around us more and more each day. Let's generate a steady, consistent flow and enhancement of abundance by simply practicing the activation of appreciation as often as possible. Practice the activation of appreciation when you can. The rewards are amazing. We do this by combining new energetic ingredients. Yeah, combine new energetic ingredients, frequency flavors, by activating more colors, more frequency flavors in our day-to-day creations and observations. because you can't create an abundant feast with limited ingredients, right? You can't create an abundant feast with limited ingredients. In the same way, we cannot create our consciousness mansion or an abundant lifestyle with limited vibrational resources. It makes sense, right? So, are you willing to explore new arenas of consciousness with new vibrational ingredients, new thoughts, new emotions, new expectations, new beliefs, new frequency flavors, new colors to realize the infinitely abundant nature of this universe? What a gift to give yourself. And I always like to emphasize and remind us that old ways, old limiting ways cannot open new doors. And so if you are experiencing anything less than a plentiful, abundant, prosperous life, it's time to ignite new ways of creating, new ways of responding, new frequency flavors to open new doors of possibility for you. Boundless new gateways will open and shower you with opportunities, blissful experiences, and abundance of inspiration and energy to light up your world like never before when you do this. So instead of remaining in the perceived security of stagnancy or familiarity, let's blast you out of that consciousness shack, let's blast you out of the shackles of that stagnancy and into this glorious arena of infinite supply that is available here and now and always in all ways. So today is your day to claim your role as a courageous, creative crusader. A courageous, creative crusader and pioneer of 5D Earth, New Earth Paradise. Just declare it, claim it, give yourself permission. Allow yourself the delightful discovery of the divine in everything. That's what abundance really is. It's noticing, appreciating, recognizing, highlighting, and celebrating the divine within us and everywhere we look. And so, why we're here, it really is a game of eternal evolution. It's all about realizing and remembering our divinity and seeing it in all things, all people, everywhere. We are exploring eternal evolution, and it's because we're energy beings, light beings, eternal souls exploring evolution. And right now we're doing it on planet Earth. And we have the option of remaining in 3D duality and limitation, or soaring into higher dimensional experiences. And how do we do that? With our vibration and our frequency. We are all, whether we've claimed it or not, divine designers. Exploring, eternally evolving, and we have the option of choosing the ingredients of our creation. And that's the most empowering gift that we can realize and remember in this lifetime and always. Discovering your access to infinite resources and potentials is delightful. And I hope that by listening to this show each week that you experience that delightful discovery for yourself. I'm talking about accessing infinite resources to supply you with a lifestyle of plenty, financial resources, energetic resources, spiritual resources, creative resources, and more. And a powerful way that we're either igniting these prosperous pathways or not is with our attention and our intention, which I did a whole show on recently. So we can give the power of our attention and intention on the presence of these prosperous portals or on the absence of them. And guess what? That determines everything. So it's a really good idea to stretch and flex. Stretch and flex your awareness muscles to become conscious of whether you're putting more of your attention on the absence of abundance or the presence of it. With our attention to particular vibrations, they become manifestations. vibrations become manifestations. In other words, if we ignite the energy or the vibration of appreciation, we manifest an abundant reality. If we activate the vibration or energy of worry or doubt, we're going to see evidence of that doubt in our reality. And it will be evidence in a lack of abundance of whatever it is we're worried or concerned about. So, with our attention, we can become whole and healthy harmonizers of energy. Don't you want to be a whole and healthy harmonizer of energy? Igniting upward spiral frequencies rather than the opposite. I mean, energy, it either goes upward, the higher vibrational energy, so upward spiraling, or downward spiraling. So you get to decide. Um, and an upward spiraling frequency in its simplest form is a positive emotion, a positive thought. Um, and it's why I call abundance the freedom frequency. It's because it is such a liberating, high vibrational energy that allows us to be the master manifestors that we're here to be. And different feelings or frequencies fuel different experiences or manifestations. And with awareness, you're going to see that very clearly in your life. Different feelings or frequencies will fuel different experiences or manifestations. So the goal or the intention is to ignite and practice empowering feelings, to see positive experiences manifesting in our day-to-day realities. So you want your energy signature, which is very simply a combination of all your thoughts and emotions and beliefs to support you in being absolutely, positively, brilliantly magnetic to the opportunities and experiences that will validate the presence of abundance in your life and that will manifest evidence of prosperity in your experience. Um, everything is birthed energetically. Everything is birthed by vibration, not by luck, not by outside influences. Everything is birthed by vibration and energy. Um, the outside results, that's just that is the manifestation. That is the result of the conscious or the unconscious vibrational choices and frequencies that we have acted. Those frequency flavors, they manifest different realities. So we are broadcasting stations consistently emitting an energetic signal. So what is yours saying right now? We are broadcasting a frequency and receiving experiences that correspond precisely to whatever it is that we're broadcasting. And guess what? That changes from moment to moment. That's why it's important to practice feeling all these high vibe energies so you practice becoming familiar with an abundant lifestyle. So we want our broadcasting station to be pure, potent, powerful, so that they produce prosperity. A pure, potent, powerful broadcasting station will produce prosperity in your life. We cannot receive evidence of abundance or prosperity if we're broadcasting the vibration or the frequency of fear or worry or doubt, because each frequency or energy or vibration or emotion, it produces a specific outcome or a result that is of the same vibrational essence. So to simplify, joyful feelings and expectations produce joyful outcomes. Appreciation produces more to appreciate. Gratitude ignites more to be grateful for. On the flip side of all of that, guess what? Worry generates more to be worried about. Focusing on the lack of something produces a reality where there's never enough. But as creators, we can turn all of that around. And I've spoken quite a bit about our energetic currency on this show. Your energetic currency will always match your financial currency. Isn't that fascinating to realize? Your energetic currency will always match your financial currency. As you dedicate yourself to cultivating the creation of empowering energetic habits, you're going to see your reality shifting and changing to reflect that purposeful practice. What a brilliant, purposeful practice to cultivate. The delivery will always match your frequency. The delivery will always match your frequency. Another way to put it, your manifestations will always match your mood. Right? Your manifestations will always match your mood. It's interesting to recognize that oftentimes when people are attempting to be very entertaining storytellers, they're actually cementing themselves in cycles of stagnation. Let me see if I can repeat that. They're cementing themselves in cycles of stagnation. They're trying to be entertaining storytellers. They're repeating limiting experiences of life. A lack of abundance, as an example. And they may do it in a funny way in an effort to be entertaining. And yet what they're doing is they're keeping themselves stuck. And they're keeping themselves consistently experiencing that particular frequency field of reality. And so as we become conscious storytellers of abundance, we no longer perpetuate limiting cycles of lack. And instead, we become storytellers that generate prosperous realities, prosperous futures by perpetuating stories of prosperity. That's what you want to do. Set your intention to perpetuate stories of prosperity rather than the opposite. Perpetuate purposeful, prosperous, pure, peaceful stories of well-being, radiant health, loving relationships, wonderful opportunities, and more. Become an empowering storyteller. That is a really significant thing that I want to highlight here. And also, to keep it simple, abundance can only amplify with our attention on it. Abundance can only amplify with our attention on it. So let your purposeful stories of prosperity. I feel a lot of P's coming along here, so let me see what's coming through. Let your purposeful stories of prosperity provide pathways and produce proof of your own plentiful paradise. Yes, let your stories be purposeful ones of prosperity. Let them provide pathways, produce proof of your very own plentiful paradise. Having fun with our expression, by the way, and utilizing the abundance of creative ways to communicate, explore, and highlight new potentials, that's how we embody abundance. It's the way we celebrate the abundant options and choices, frequency flavors available to us at all times. And delightfully exploring, playing, combining new elements with words like I do on this show, with frequency flavors, with our expression. Guess what? It opens us up. And the more we expand and open up, the more possibilities we have to choose from. The playing field gets larger. The consciousness mansion expands, new rooms, new wings, new gardens. And as I've shared earlier, and perhaps a different way. With restriction and stagnation, we close ourselves off from the infinite potentials and possibilities available to us to experience the soulful riches of life. So giving ourselves permission to play, to explore, to laugh, to dance, to create, it gives us space. It opens space in our consciousness and therefore in our physical reality for new energies and new experiences to emerge. That is the greatest gift of conscious, empowered living. And that's what this show is all about. We want to open the flow, open and expand our imagination, as well as expand the glorious gardens in our consciousness to allow for new growth. We can't see new growth in our gardens if the weeds of the past have not been removed and cleared. Really important point to make. We can't see new growth in our gardens if the weeds of the past have not been removed and cleared. There must be space. There must be space for grace. There must be space for the new to be birthed into being. And those weeds, by the way, are just limiting thoughts, they're limiting stories that I just spoke about, they're the doubts and the fears. And so when we decide to dissolve them, and how do we do that? By bringing in something else, by clearing those patterns and programs of the past that limited our experience, and welcoming and introducing something else, something better, something more empowering, something more rewarding, something more exhilarating and fulfilling. There are many, many avenues and pathways to empowered living. It's why I introduce so many metaphors, so many different ways to ignite the light of empowerment from within you. We're all going to get ignited in different ways. And so I try to present as many potentials for activation that I can in this forum and in this sacred circle. Another benefit of bringing through different ways of expressing a message is that it keeps us in this really high vibrational state of being and focus. And so the longer we stay there, the more familiar it becomes. And that's my greatest wish for us all, to find ourselves so familiar with living abundant, prosperous lives that it's as natural as breathing. There's no effort. And realizing this, it just becomes second nature to expect only the best and to remember that it's our birthright. We will vibrationally stretch ourselves out of any states of stagnancy. So stretch ourselves out of any states of stagnancy and naturally begin to experience a whole new world of vibrancy and opportunity. We're going to be living in full color. So imagine, this came through when I took some notes this week, and I love this phrase. Imagine if all of us became abundance ambassadors, abundance activators, abundance amplifiers. Imagine how that could not only change our personal experience, but how it could powerfully benefit and influence the collective, the planet. So here's the question: will you proclaim yourself as an abundance ambassador of this planet? An abundance ambassador. I love that. These are self-designated and celebrated roles. And by the way, that absolutely excite and delight the soul. Our souls get super excited about being abundance ambassadors. Abundance activators and ambassadors utilizing the full range, the full scope of frequency flavors available. I mean, how fun does that sound? So this is clearly high vibe energy we're playing in here, and I hope you can feel it. I hope it's igniting that brilliant light of your soul so you become more engaged in the creation of your new earth paradise. You're all vibrational visionaries, you're paradise partners, we're cosmic creators, we're empowered, energetic engagers of new earth, elevating the energy on the planet. Elevating the energy in our homes, elevating the energy in our communities, elevating the energy in our relationships and our businesses. And this occurs by playing in this field that we're playing in today. As this occurs, there will be an abundance of everything beautiful flowing in and out of your life. And just know that I'm celebrating each and every one of you listening and participating in the co-creation of this broadcast today. We are co-creating this, and we're co-creating our futures by implementing the energy, the ideas, and the messages, long after this show today. So there are fearless flames fueling the flow of freedom here, and that is so powerful for all of us. There are no liberation tickets passed out by someone in our external reality that give us freedom, right? It's a vibrational ticket that we give ourselves. And it leads me back to this freedom frequency of abundance. It is felt and fueled fearlessly from within us. The divine delivers to us a reflection of the frequencies cultivated and practiced from within. So just be a flowing fountain of flawless frequencies forever fueling the flames of freedom. I don't think I can repeat that, but just let New Earth Paradise be a reality of your own choosing and creation. Move into this day and ask yourself, what frequencies will I ignite? What frequencies will fill and fuel my life? Will I ignite the frequency flame of abundance? Will I let myself experience the totality and fullness and richness of life available to me? I hope that this show has empowered you to do that. And I want to invite each and every one of you, as we start to close the show, join hands and hearts with every single soul in this sacred circle. Envision this, feel this, set the pure intention to radiate love, empowerment, kindness, and compassion into each and every heart, as well as to every soul on the planet. Radiate that love, feel the waves of love uniting and blessing us all. Let's embrace the power of this potent unity community to heal, bless, and uplift all members of this sacred circle and all beings on the planet. And thank you for doing that with me. And I want to declare, all of you, I hope you will declare yourself as an abundance ambassador of this planet. Validate your worthiness to experience really just heaven on earth paradise. Thank you for being here, for showing up, for playing and participating. I want to wish you an absolutely empowering week. Remember to join me on my Straight Talk for the Soul series tomorrow. Every other day of the week, we are in the flow of season 23. And then I will come back live with you here every Thursday at 12 noon Pacific. Find all the ways to listen, all the information, and much more at carriemurphy.com or at straighttalkforthesoul.com. And until next time, put the light in your enlightenment. Remember that laughter leads to liberation, dancing delights the divine, and playfulness propels you into your purpose. So laugh, dance, sing, smile, soar, play, and just take flight, beautiful beacons of light. I'll see you back here all lit up and ready to play again next week. Bye, everybody.
Thank you for listening to The Carrie Murphy Show. Ignite the light of your soul. Carrie honors and celebrates you for being a part of this powerful unity community of souls from all corners of the globe. It is Carrie's greatest wish that you feel at home in this intentionally created sacred space and soulful sanctuary. Visit Carrie at carriemurphy.com as well as straighttalkforthesoul.com to gain access to all of Carrie's offerings. And we look forward to seeing you back here in this playground of light next week.